Yo, what is up, you guys? So, in the last video, I did a review of the M12 Milwaukee inflator. I really like it. It's lightweight. It's not that expensive, and if you get it on sale with that bundle, you get a charger and an extra battery. However, I do not like the fact that air leaks too much when you thread it on or thread it off of the stem, the valve stem. And the great thing about that is there are upgrades that are incredibly affordable and they are readily available for the most part. So some of the products that I have, let's just go over to the mini display, you guys, so you know what I'm talking about here. So this little guy right here, this is from Locknflate. Yeah, right here, the Locknflate air inflator adapter, 1/4 NPT to standard shredder valve, and it's only $10. $10. It's made right here in the U.S. Fantastic. And I have another one. This is what you were seeing on the screen earlier. These are the Lightning L2 series tire air chuck and open flow. This is the important part. You want these to be open flow. The reason you want these to be open flow is because they will be connected to a device, an air inflator device that has a regulator, and that's gonna do all the heavy lifting. So you don't want to restrict or impede the flow of air. Just so open flow is fine. And this is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be demonstrating in a second. So yeah. So in order to prep this, what we got to do is we are going to go ahead and put a little bit of Teflon tape on this end of the adapter. And I do not have a what's I'm gonna call it, scissors here, but I guess I can just rip it off. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't really work that much with Teflon tape. Fuck. I'm gonna go ahead and rip that sucker off. All right. Should be good enough, I think. All right. All right. Don't want anything in there. Let me roll up my my tape. Gonna go ahead and just press down on these. All right. It should thread on pretty easily. And it does. Honestly, guys, this should be good enough. So yeah, so we put some Teflon tape or seal tape around there, and this end is going to go on the, this is going to attach to the Milwaukee adapter, or I apologize, the Milwaukee hose, and that should have like a little gasket, like a nice little seal. So I'm not going to worry about putting Teflon tape here. I guess you can. I'm going to just avoid it. If we have air leakage, then I'll go ahead and put some Teflon tape on there. But this is on pretty good. And this is relatively well made. If you must know, it was designed here in the U.S. and it was made in Taiwan. So some of the information back here. So patented patented automatic locking device, 100% airtight seal to, I don't know why these X's are there. That doesn't make any sense. 360 fully rotational body, no air loss, quick release removal, max pressure 200 psi. So this is perfect for motorcycles. So I'm going to demonstrate it to you really quick. So yeah, you can go ahead and maneuver this around quite easily. Can maneuver this around very, very easily. It's got really nice action. It moves slowly, steady, and it's not all herky-jerky. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and attach this to the Milwaukee inflator. All right, you guys, we got the Motion Pro sensor. We got the Milwaukee M12 compact inflator with the little battery right there. And I like it a lot. And I have the Jaco air chuck connected to the hose of the Milwaukee compact inflator. And yeah, this is what it looks like, guys. This is what it looks like when everything is put together. And it looks pretty sleek. This is gonna fit and work for the overwhelming majority of motorcycles, and this is why I did this upgrade. So what we are testing for is accuracy, and we also want no leaks. So of course, the only thing I really did was put a little bit of Teflon tape right here on this end,
And then on this end right here, there's really no need because there's a little gasket, there's a little rubber seal or whatever right here on this end of the Milwaukee hose. So yeah, let's go ahead and test out this front tire here really quick. We're gonna go ahead and turn this on. I already removed the little valve cap, the valve stem cap. Here, get out of my way. All right, so the front tire for the Honda CBR 300R, the stock ones, they should read about 29 PSI. So this is reading 29.8. So we're gonna pretend that it's a much lower number. So let's just pretend that it's at 27 PSI, 27.3. Okay, good. So now let's get this Milwaukee inflator. We're gonna power it on. We wanna make sure the setting is set to PSI, and then we are also gonna set our desired PSI to be topped off at. So our desired PSI is going to be 29 PSI, okay? So we already know, according to the Motion Pro, it's 27 PSI. And all I'm doing right here, let me try to give you a better view, guys. All I'm doing right here with this guy is just pushing it in. Here we go. 27.5 PSI. So this is reading a little bit more. Here, I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, this is reading 27.5 PSI. The Motion Pro read a little bit more. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen so you can see it for yourself. So I read a little bit more. So when it comes to accuracy between electric devices like these, you know, they do their best. They do their best. It's kind of like a rounding thing, sort of, or it's kind of like a, you know, like when you're trying to average. You know, the electability of a candidate, and you have two of them within striking distance of each other. If there's like a 4% difference, that's within the margin of error, within the margin of fraud, or whatever the case may be. And you know, something similar goes on between these devices when it comes to determining the PSI of these tires. But they both read 27 PSI at the very least. One of them just read a little bit less, which is the Motion Pro, and the Milwaukee here reads a little bit more. But let's just go ahead and gas her up. All I'm hitting is this button right here. Now that my 29 PSI, the desired PSI is already selected. So wear your hearing protection, you guys. Okay, so what I noticed on the screen was like it jumped to 29.5 PSI and then dropped down. So I guess here's what I think is happening. I think the Milwaukee, because it knows, I think Milwaukee, the company, knows that when you remove the traditional hose, the threaded hose, off of a valve stem, they know that there's that issue with the air leaking and whatnot. So when you thread it on, what I recommended in my previous video was you just you know, if it's 29 PSI, put it at 30 PSI, and then when you remove it, enough air will leak out. Well, let's just see what happens once you remove it. But yeah, you guys see it right here. It says 29 PSI. All right, I just removed it. Let's see how accurate this guy is. Oh, hold on. I apologize for that, guys. Yeah, this is a 30 PSI. Very interesting. 30 PSI. All right, this is exactly 30 PSI on the Motion Pro. Let me see what the Milwaukee reads. The Milwaukee reads 29.5 PSI. So now this is reading less than the Motion Pro, but just by a hair, you guys. By a hair. So I think this is good. I think this is good. I think this works. I'm confident with it. The numbers are right on top of each other. I mean, there's deviation between the two, and that's just generally not something that you'd want. But, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah. What do you guys think? I like this setup. I'm keeping this setup. If I go out on runs with the fellas, I'm taking this with me, and or rides, I should say. And yeah, man, I'm happy with this. This upgrade works. It did not leak. You would hear it, and of course, I would report it. The only thing that I have to report that could be sussy is the deviation between these two, but it's within that margin of error. It's within that like accuracy buffer, if you will. So yeah, I mean, this is very common, you guys. I mean, to be honest, I trust these devices more so than I trust the little the manual air gauge PSI gauge tools. I mean, some of them are great. You know, they're made here in the U.S., but like I don't know. I get weirded out by them. I get iffy about them. I trust these instruments, and my motorcycle has been running fantastic. I do the majority of the maintenance on this thing myself, and part of the maintenance is utilizing precision tools like the Motion Pro, or right now the Milwaukee compact inflator here for the M12 inflator. And yeah, that's all I have to say about it. So let me know what you guys think. I'm interested to hear your guys' comments. Peace out.